Hello, I'm Chukka Wilson, and welcome to Marq Lake's end of the over. Bowler going off. Heath George and Alistair Bentley at the crease. Panton Hill, 1 for 7 here at this incredible 2006-07 Grand Final. Bentley on strike. Not out. This is the first ever game broadcasted from this new South Marine ground, Marq Lakes, of Channel 8's history. Left alone there. For an edge there, Bentley going for the forward defence, getting a outside edge, falling short of the slip. Oh, what a fabulous shot there. What a fabulous shot by Bentley. He's got 4 more to his score.
Really drop catch that one.
This is the grand final of 2006-07 under-16 1 premiership season, Panton Hill versus Riverside. Riverside really thought they were in amongst it when they removed Mitchell first ball for a duck. Score now just 1 for 10 something with Bentley and George at the crease. Panton Hill going for their first ever first grade premiership. Bentley on strike. I've got Jumpin Cliff Jones with me, who's just returned from the West Indies. Hello, Jumpin, your phones.
G'day, and it's a cool morning here in South Marq, and lots of tension in the air. Riverside players full of beans as they've captured the early wicket.
Most definitely. This is the new South Marine ground. There's the hill, houses, and the pavilion. We are getting a strong wind, which is what the case at this ground because of all the trees being chopped down. All the wind affects the ground. Here's George. George on to strike. He had a fabulous 2 that you didn't get to see. Gilmore, Bellingham. Don't know who that is.
Someone just went behind that.
It's all about spending time out in the middle here in this grand final. Got 80 overs to bat. Each George has had a fantastic season, but can he cap it off with a good score in this grand final? George to face. Well defended. Alistair Bentley onto strike here. Been promoted to number 3. Now we got to change the bowling. A left arm bowler bowling at that end. A strong wind is going through the ground. As with most games played at this ground, the wind is going to play a big factor in the game to come. During semi-final weekend, we saw Panton defeat St Francis and Riverside defeat Thomastown, and that's why these two teams are in the grand final end of the over. George on to strike. Well defended again. You're watching Channel 8, 24-hour sport channel. This is grand final weekend here on Channel 8 of 2006-07. Panton taking on the Riverside. Oh, perfect, excellent camera work there. Just what the Channel 8 viewers have been waiting for. Throughout the week, everyone has been going up to me in the streets saying, who will win the under-16 1 grand final? And I wish I could tell them, but it's just such a tight contest. One run to George. Bit of bounce. A traditional thing to occur on these type of pitches. Extra bounce at a good length can really cause some batsmen some problems, and I won't be surprised if some more short leg fielders get put into play. Not out. So a change at the nursery end. This right arm medium fast bowler is bowling. And a good single there taken by George. Well defended there by Bentley. One run to Bentley.
One for 23.
Baker left arm medium fast to bowl at the Great Southern stand end. Score 1 for 23. Here on Channel 8, the home of Diamond Valley Cricket. If you are around the South Morang area, or you're stupid enough to live here, then why not come down on the ground? An incredible grand final coming up. After the under-16 1 Premiership Grand Final, we've got the Barclays Shield Grand Final. So we're in for a festival of quality cricket. Bentley on strike. There'll be runs. What's that off the bat?
Not likely.
There'll be runs there. Taking on the arm and winning the battle. This is Channel 8. If you can't get to a television, then just listen to Channel 8 radio. Bizz 99.9, substitute radio. Alistair Bentley will have some good experience from this ground because he made a quality 30 in the money reserve clash here during the season. With Panton taking on South Morang in the money reserve. Spent a lot of time in the middle, so he should know what this pitch is about. Bentley on to strike. Another good shot from Bentley. And some good running there from George. Well, George flicked it onto the leg side. The square leg had a throw and hit the stump to a direct hit, but Bentley was safe. This will be a real test for Panton Hill if they can win this. And 12s twice. They lost the semi-final. Then in under 14s, they lost the grand final to Diamond. Finally, can this team finally get a premiership under their belt. It's their last chance before they're into the seniors permanently. So, see what they can do. Oh, what a fabulous shot there by George. But he'll only get the one. Just shows how thick this grass is. The grass is short in almost the entire field, but it's very, very thick. I think their choice of brand of grass was a very poor one. Not for cricket. And they'll take a run down to final leg. This is very good batting by Panton. The new ball is everything in a grand final, and when you're getting singles down to final leg, it does nothing but good. Panton by a number of critics were labelled as a one-man side, saying that Bradley Mitchell was carrying the team as captain, wicketkeeper and best batsman, but he's out for a duck. And if Panton can win the premiership from this position, then they'll prove that they're the best side around. Heath George on strike. An incredible season. And another quick single. He's made plenty of runs this season, George. Over 200 runs and an average above 30. He's had a great season. Highest score 41 not out against Epping. Excellent season. And the over. Another quick single. This is brilliant batting by these two. In the semi-final against St Francis at the Cracknell Reserve, it was all about stroke making, boundary hitting, run making, but here they've adapted so quickly. They know it's all about singles. Cool. Another good ball. You get those even with the old ball. This grass keeps the ball nice and shiny, and it takes a long time before the ball gets old. That's why you've got to bat out your 80 overs. That way you can use the ball when it's old and have your sloggers at the lower order. Another single there. Left armour continuing to bowl is over. At the Great Southern stand in. And work through the gap. And the cameraman will be able to pick that up. A couple of runs there to George. It's going to be a long day out here. And a bad ball there. Line leg will cut it off. And they'll take two, so Panton scoreboard ticking along nicely. That's very good batting by these two. They can win this game, win the grand final, win the premiership. Without Mitchell helping one iota, it would be a real signal to their dominance in this competition this season. This is Channel 8, 24-hour broadcast. And we got a change at the Great Stand end. There's this bowler. Bowling into George. See what he delivers. He could be anything. As soon as he starts to bowl, let's see. Slow left arm bowler bowling. Let's just see what he can deliver here. Should be very interesting. The good thing about playing here for the fielding team is that you can try a lot of experiments and the bowlers aren't going to get punished because the boundaries are so far back. You're unlikely to go for boundaries, just ones and twos. Just the one. Just like that. That could have gone for 4 at the Kraken Reserve. He's not afraid to give it air, this guy. Let's see what he'll deliver here. Coming towards the end of his first over. Doesn't look that bad a bowler. And so, George onto strike. We've got another change of the bowling. Now that should be a no ball. Well, that was medium pace crap. And a couple of runs there. And a misfield. And finally some good camera work. $51 for 1. Excellent batting here by these two. They know exactly the situation and they're working towards their goal. Interesting that the medium pacer is bowling against the wind and the spinner is bowling with the wind. Well, one run there.
One. And then you wheel around to put the USB streaming on.
Solid defence there by George. Oh, good running there. If they're 150 for 1 by the end of day 1, Panton will look the goods. It's not about making runs early, it's about not losing wickets. But here, these two are having risk-free run-making. Scores almost 60 for 1 without playing one big shot. Oh, classy. It's not going to go for 4 because of this thick outfield, but they're going to get at least 2, maybe 3 if they hurry. And they do get 3. Quality running. Redhead medium pacer to continue here at the nursery end. Just remember, if you can't get to a TV or a radio, then just go to Channel 8 on the net. At www.channel8onthenet.com.au. Oh, well played, but can't pierce the gap. Bentley's had a very interesting season with the bat. Started off rather poor, kept getting run out just when he got those starts, but then he got a string of not outs, and then the runs started to flow, and before you knew it, he was averaging nearly 20 with the bat this season. So a slow start, but he's eventually amongst the runs. Oh, another good shot there. Can't beat the field again. Good fielding there by the Riversidians. Just the one. Keeper going up to the stumps to the medium pace redhead. I think this is a rather bad move by Riverside. With the new ball and a grand final, you just got to attack. You can't let the batting team bat too many of their allocated overs. And here, they've just got a ring field, slip, a gully, no real aggression being applied here. There's no way that the hedge is going to carry to those slips. No short leg. Very defensive field placing and very defensive bowling with just medium pace. And another quick single being taken. Everything's going Panton Hill's way at 60 for 1. Oh, another quick single. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Chukka Wilson applauds this brilliant running between this partnership. The left arm spinner is going to bowl around the wicket to the left-hander. Interesting. I sure hope he's paid his insurance premiums. So, Bentley on strike here. The redhead medium pacer. Just waiting for the over to start. The over can start now. This is ruthless dictatorship by these two, absolutely working the Riversidians over. I don't think Riverside know what they're doing right now. Well, it's no surprise there was three there. Exquisite batting. Another excellent single there. Excellent batting. Panton look like they're on top here at 70 for 1. See how long they can stay in this dominant position. They've given up dominant positions before. And that'll be Bizz. And for the sweep shot, George misses it, keeper misses it. George stays on strike here. And they'll take an easy single. not even challenged by the Riverside. We could be looking at a very high scoring grand final. It's a matter of batting time. You can't just slap a couple of boundaries every over. It's all about spending time in the middle. And if these two can spend more time in the middle, Panton could make a score of 250 or 300. Bat all their 80 overs. It's what this commentator wants to see. And they'll take the run. Oh, that ball kind of sums up the match so far. End of the over. This is just Bentley's type of match. Can spend time in the middle practicing his driving. If he mistimes one and it goes to the fielder, he doesn't care. He just goes back and drives the next one. Exactly the way he wants to play. He can just take his time, not rushed. He'll get a leg by there. Exactly. Forget I'm Chukka Wilson, and this is Channel 8 24-hour sport channel. This is grand final action, our second, actually our third broadcasted grand final. Channel 8 slightly broadcasted the 2003-04 Under-16 twos grand final. Then they presented the 2004-05 Under-14 ones grand final. But this is their first Under-16 ones grand final that Channel 8 has ever broadcasted. So congratulations, Channel 8. If you would like to send your good comments to Channel 8, then simply email us at channel8sports@hotmail.com and send in your comments. This is Channel 8. Panton versus Riverside. Here's the ground. Look at the sky. Blue, white clouds. Quality weather, quality cricket. And that's the end of Bentley. So, the left arm spin works, and Bentley's been removed. Spent some good time in the middle, and it's 2 for 70 here, with Bentley being removed for a quality 30 or 20. Jackson Bellingham's new batsman to the crease, demoted to number 4, comes in now. Getting quite a round of applause. He's played quite exceptionally in this grand final, and he may have put his team onto a great foundation for an incredible score. Jackson Bellingham, he's slipped away in the run department lately, while he's excelled in the ball department. But spending time out in the middle can only help his confidence, and with time on his hands, he could make a big score here. So all he has to do is just survive and just keep batting. Riverside trying to apply aggression finally with 2 close infielders. First ball. It's 2 for 72 here at the Riverside fielding. We're at South Marq here. It's the end of the over. South Marq have taken the wicket. Hello and welcome to South Marq's brand new career ground, Marq Lakes. What a fabulous career ground, and what a place for an under-16 one grand final. I can't think of any better a ground. This is the best ground in the league other than Cracknell Reserve. The game in hand, under-16 one grand final, Panton and Riverside. Two teams that have matched up man for man constantly this season. Now let's just have a look at the pitch before we get to the match. Now as you can clearly see, this is one of those brand new experimental weather pitches that there's been so much controversy over this season. As you can see, like a carpet instead of the other types of ground, which is more like matting. I predict that the ball will move around, move the outfield as it is. The ball will stay in you, it'll move around, extra bounce on a good left. Batting will be very difficult, and you've got to be a very good batsman to stay in as long as possible. 1 for 150 at the end of day 1, and bat to make 300 by the end of day 2. Batting all your 80 overs. Back to you in the studios. I'm Chukka Wilson. Well, we're back after the break. Panton 70 for 2, in perfect position to just bat out the day. 150 for 2, I reckon they can reach, and then they'll be in perfect position to slap the bowling around, possibly 6 runs and over for the extra 30 overs you get on day 2, reach 300. So the redhead medium pacer continuing to bowl at the nursery end. And we've got George, who's been spending a lot of time. He's on 30-something not out here, batting brilliantly. George on strike.
We'll bet the whole day. Let's just set up we can bat the field just thinking about what's going on. So this is just
2 runs there. Leg glance there by George. He gets an extra 2 to his score. George slipping towards into the 40s. Bellingham yet to get off the mark. Oh, what a shot. But can't beat the infield. Riverside will fancy their chances to slow down the run rate. Now that Bentley has been dismissed, those quick singles won't come as easy. Change of the bowling at the Great Stubborn stand end. They're going to bring back one of their seamers. Possibly the guy that opened the bowling. Bellingham, yet to get off the mark. Not a lot of aggression being applied here, just the one slip. No gully. Kind of a very defensive field. And they'll take a quick single, and they'll get away with it. Bellingham's off the mark. Bellingham off the mark now, which means he has beaten his score 2 years ago, grand final versus Diamond Creek. And